Hey everyone, and welcome to Find Your Flow. Today we have a beautiful twisty detoxing practice today that's not only great for your muscles but also for the inside, so our organs, digestive system, circulation, everything like that. Hop into your mat and I'll meet you there. Okay, so when you have your at-home props ready with you, we are going to start, or if you don't have them, but they would be great if you might need that little bit extra support. So finding a comfortable seat, again lifting up onto whatever you would like to send a little bit more love to the hip space. Lengthening nice and tall, softening the shoulders, and although we're keeping nice and upright, can we do this with a softness? Just simply placing the hands wherever they fall, taking any tension away from the face. If we've rushed onto our mat, we might be holding something still in the forehead or the brows, the jaw. So notice this. Come to find a little quiet. And come to be with the breath. And we're just going to spend a few minutes here grounding into this space where we are and becoming aware of our inhales and our exhales. And that's all we're doing. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Well, it is special, but nothing too difficult. Just breathe and know that you're breathing. And if the mind is instantly jumping off to something else that happened earlier today, or something that's happening next week, or a worry, or something on your to-do list, can we ask ourselves to check in with our senses where we are? So what can we hear in this moment? What can we feel? What can we taste? What can we see or not see, depending on if the eyes are closed or the gaze is just soft? And what are we touching here? Can you feel your feet, the outer edges on your mat? Is the surface cold? Is it warm, hard or soft? Can you hear the television distant from the other room, or birds tweeting, or a car outside? Just tune into all of the things that are happening now. And everybody placing one hand on top of the other on the stomach, or one hand either side of the rib cage. The fingers are spread like butterfly wings. Just choose what feels best for you. And keep breathing with this awareness. Notice what happens to the hands as you breathe. As the stomach and the lungs, the rib cage inflates and deflates. Two more breaths here. Releasing the arms, keeping the eyes closed or opening them if you'd like to, as we take our head and neck over to the right side. And chin towards the chest, gaze down. Reaching up to the left and towards the sky, dropping the head back slightly, circling here 2 more times in this direction. Really allow the head to hang where it is. easing into movement and keeping this lovely natural breath with us that we cultivated just now throughout the rest of our practice. And then send your circles in the opposite direction 3 times whenever you've finished. Nice. When you're ready, come back to center, hands onto the knees, and bringing the chin back towards the chest as we curl the spine towards the back of our mat or a room where we are. Take the rib cage over to the right side now, and then lift the heart forwards, lifting the gaze slightly, floating over to the left and coming all the way back. Nice. One more time. Really exaggerating this circle and slowing it down slightly. And then 2 more times in the opposite direction. Keep our root down towards the ground, our hips down onto our support. Nice. Then float back to center when you're ready. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand swims all the way behind. Nice easy twist to start here. Bringing the fingertips onto the earth, lifting onto some support if we want to. If we feel like we're rounding and collapsing here, bringing something underneath the back hand. And with every inhale, we reach a little taller. Imagine somebody has a piece of string pulling from the crown of our head towards the sky. And with every exhale, we explore this twist a little bit further if there's space. Really noticing each of our twists today through our thoracic spine, which is around here, and our rib cage. So rather than just hoisting our head, neck and shoulders back and perhaps finding a little bit of compression, can we keep the space and the length as we twist through the center? Nice. Then come all the way back onto the other side. Left hand to the outer right thigh. Right hand floats behind. Inhaling to find length, exhaling to twist. Nice, coming all the way back. Everybody jumping forwards into tabletop, all fours. Really spreading through the fingers and pressing into the fingertips to take pressure out of the wrists and down into the tops of the feet to root towards the earth. Bumping the hips to the left, gazing past our left shoulder, taking a look around to our left side of the mat, breathing in. As you breathe out, bump the hips to the right, gaze past the right. And one more time each side. Speed this up slightly, just keep it a little bit more fluid. Gorgeous. Back to center, curl the tailbone down as we arch the spine, make your way into cat pose, drop the gaze. Keep pressing through the palms, really lifting out the shoulder space and then floating the tailbone up. Tummy comes down, cow pose. 2 more times, really waving through the spine. Watching it crest and fall. It's really important in our practice that we get all different movements within the spine, so our flexion, extension, rotation, lateral flexion, everything to keep the spinal health tip-top and your body loving you a little bit more even as we get older and age and things happen to us. So float back to your neutral spine when you're ready, tucking the toes under, or walk the hands back to sit onto the feet. Hands come to the thighs. And we can tuck our toes under a little bit more if that feels comfortable. And I know your toes might be screaming at you here, so just taking a breath in as we reach the hands for the sky. Breath out, releasing, and then interlacing the hands, sending the palms forward and again reaching up. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, find space as we take a breath in. Exhale, releasing, and hands float forward. But keep sitting back on our tucked toes. And taking a nice wide stance in the palms, we send the hips high and lengthen the legs, downward facing dog. Keeping it nice and smooth here. Pedaling the heels if that feels great, wiggling the hips, all coming to find a little bit of stillness, perhaps. Wherever we are, bending the knees to send love to the lower back and spine. Nice. One more breath here. And then walking or stepping the feet forwards into a fold, feet hips distance apart. Crown of the head really releases, arms are heavy. Taking an inhale to lift up halfway, finding a flat back. Exhaling to fold forwards, rooting down into the ground to help us rise up, slowly rolling to standing, reach for the sky with the arms. And then keeping them lifted as we take the right wrist with the left hand, reach it nice and tall, and over to the left side we fold. Keeping the knees soft, breathing in. Breathing out, float back to center, take the left wrist with the right hand, reach a little taller before folding over. Nice. Coming all the way back, releasing the arms, and perhaps we take our feet a little bit wider than hips distance here, just really feel what feels good. As we start to swing the arms round from side to side, really be sure to keep this ultra softness in the knees. Make sure you don't have anything near you that you could knock over. And just almost imagine, like when you wake up in the middle of the night perhaps, and you slept on your arm and it feels a little bit dead. You don't really have control over the arms. If you haven't had that feeling, it's not a great one. But just really let them hang, and maybe you start to hit yourself slightly. Make sure to be kind and gentle, but just swinging here and just easing into the spinal movement. Perhaps you speed this up a little bit. Keep rooting down through the feet. Nice. 2 more breaths here. And then flow back to center and stop. Just taking a moment to be still. Notice what you feel. You might feel a bit silly, you might laugh, you might smile. Can you feel anything in the body perhaps? Maybe a tingling, some energy, some sensation of any sort. Nice. Curling the chin towards the chest, roll down towards the ground, into your fold. Inhaling to lift up halfway. Exhaling to release, bringing the right hand to the center of the mat. You can lift onto your support here if you would like. Left hand draws up the right arm like a bow and arrow, and then reaches either to the small of the back or towards the sky. Twisting here and keeping the knees soft, finding one more breath before floating back down. Left hand replaces the right. We twist onto the other side. Draw that bow and arrow first, and then take the hand wherever it feels most comfortable. We can even bring it onto the thigh. Remember, we're just exploring this rotation through the ribs, so the heart's spiraling upwards. Nice. And then releasing, planting the palms as we step both feet back, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up high. And floating the left leg off the ground behind us, 3-legged dog. Bend the left knee and step it forwards into a lunge. A nice wide stance in your lunge here. The back knee can be lifted or lowering it down wherever we are, reaching the fingertips forwards and all the way up, softening the shoulders. Breathing in, and on your breath out, send the right hand down towards the ground or your support. Left hand to the ribs as they spiral over, and we find a twist. Nice. Staying in your twist, lifting the right hand forward, left hand back. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, cartwheel the hands back forwards, framing the front foot, tucking the back toes under, lifting downward facing dog. Pedal through the heels, just waking up the body. And whenever you're ready, right leg reaches away, 3-legged dog. Doesn't have to be super high, just keeping the pelvis level as we bend the knee and step the right leg forwards. Nice wide stance in our lunge. Back knee lifted or lowered, reaching the hands to the sky. And if the back knee is lifted, keep this back knee soft, but keep sending away through the heel. Nice. Everybody floating the left hand down. Right hand reaches for the sky into our twist. Notice where we want to have the gaze here. And then staying in our twist, lifting the left hand forward, right hand back. Nice. Front knee stays over the front ankle. Taking a breath in and out, cartwheeling the hands all the way back, stepping straight into your downward facing dog. Lift the hips high. Walking, stepping or hopping the feet forward this time, coming to your fold. Inhaling to lift up halfway, your flat back. Exhaling to release. Coming all the way to standing, rolling through the spine, reaching the hands high. Then palms float together down to the heart. We bend our knees, sit back in our chair pose. Finding a little more space between the shoulders and the ears. Noticing this tilt in our pelvis. Are we coming really forwards or really back? Can we explore this space right in the center? You know what feels good for you. One more breath here. Before releasing and folding forwards. Planting the palms, both feet come back. Downward facing dog. Nice. This time, sending the left hand off the ground and reaching it towards the right side of your mat. You might like to reach for the outer right leg, maybe the thigh, calf or ankle. Wherever we are, finding a breath. And then coming back to center. Right hand lifts off and away. Notice where feels most comfortable for you. Maybe you look underneath your left armpit and wave to the birds outside. Hi, birds. And then floating back, downward facing dog, lifting the left leg off the mat, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, step it all the way forwards into your lunge. Everybody lift the back knee off this time. So find your nice wide stance first. Notice how mine is almost as wide. It's pretty much as wide as my mat. So really find this sturdy foundation as we rise up. Helps to keep the balance in the body. Reach the hands all the way up. And then send the right hand down. Left hand rises into your twist. Staying in the twist. Left hand back, right hand forwards. Nice. Lots of stuff going on here. Then pivoting the back foot to the ground, turning it out to a 45-degree angle as we spiral our back thigh forwards and reach the hands, coming into a warrior one. Woohoo! Keeping that front knee bent over the front ankle, really reaching down through the knife edge of the back foot. Take one breath here. And then releasing, the hands come down. We step all the way back, downward facing dog. Lifting the left hand away, reaching it towards the right side of our mat, finding one breath here. And then coming back, right side, right hand to the left side. Nice, coming back, right leg lifts off, down, three-legged dog. Bending the right knee, stepping the foot forwards. Nice wide stance. Take your time to rise. There's no rush. Take whatever support you need to. As we reach the hands, gorgeous. Taking a breath in here and a breath out. Floating the left hand down, reaching the right hand to the sky. And then staying in that twist, left hand forward, right hand back. Nice. The back heel's spiking away. Pivoting on the back foot, make your way to your warrior one. Back thigh spirals forwards, arms reach. And everybody planting the palms, stepping back, downward facing dog. Now we can take a child's pose here as well. So bringing the knees to the earth, knees wide, toes towards each other, and releasing Finding a lovely rest, so know exactly where you want to be today. Take this practice however you'd like to. And whenever you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take your time to arrive there. Then walking, stepping or hopping the feet forwards, finding a fold. Inhaling to lift up halfway, exhaling to release. This time as we root down, we'll come to rise but sit straight back into our chair pose. Palms together at the heart. Nice. Keeping our lower body where it is, knees bent as they are. Really mindful that we don't twist here in the knee space. We're twisting around to the right side, so finding this through our spine, our rib cage, coming to face our right side. Nice. Thumbs towards the heart space and the sternum, sternum towards the thumbs. Taking a breath here and out, and then staying in our twist as we drag the left toes across the earth and step them back into a lunge. Taking that nice wide stance. If we're feeling a little unstable, maybe take the stance a bit wider and connect to our support in our lower body and our strength that we're cultivating. Beautiful. Breathing in. Breathing out. Pivot the back foot to the ground as we rise into our warrior one. Back thigh spirals forwards, hands reach. And from our warrior one, straightening through the front leg, hands come to the hips. So although we're straightening, know that we are locking into this knee joint, so keeping a micro bend here. Lengthening tall as we start to hinge from the hips and fold forwards, but keep lengthening, finding our pyramid pose. As soon as our spine starts to round, that's where we stay. As Holly says, can we find that go-go gadget spine, really lengthening even taller. And then coming all the way back up, stepping the back foot to meet the front foot, and wiggling it out in a mountain pose. Just shake the hands, shake the feet. Nice. Curl the chin towards the chest as we roll down into our fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale to release. And as we rise up, we'll sit down straight away, Utkatasana, chair pose. Noticing the pelvis, feeling the weight spread through all four corners of both feet as we twist over to the left side. Keeping the lower body where it is. Only twist as far as feels comfortable. Remember to take your practice nice and steadily. And then dragging that right foot across the mat all the way back into a lunge. Keep sending away through the back heel. Connect to your breath, keeping your mind calm, the body calm. And then pivoting the back foot to the ground, we rise into our warrior one. Nice, really, really nice. Inhaling, exhaling, softening the shoulders. Floating the hands to the hips, we straighten through the front leg. Keeping that micro bend there as we rise, go-go gadget spine, hinging forwards. One more breath here before lifting back up and stepping the back foot to meet the front foot, wiggling it out, taking any movement that feels good here. And chin pulls towards the chest. We plant the palms, step both feet back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Choose where you are today. everybody make your way to down dog when you're ready. Left leg floats off the earth, three-legged dog, bending the left knee. We'll step the foot forwards. Everybody plant the right foot onto the earth straight away, turning it out. As we root down, we'll rise up into our warrior one. Spiraling that back thigh internally, hands reaching, taking a breath here. Before straightening through the front leg, hands to the hips as we start to fold forwards into our pyramid pose. Then taking our left hand to the small of our back and reaching our right hand down and in front of us. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Reaching the right hand now down towards the ground. Taking whatever support you would like to here, resting the right hand on there. And as we keep reaching a little taller, we'll start to spiral our heart over towards the left side of our mat, twisting through the center. Left hand can stay on the small of the back, or maybe we start to reach it towards the sky. Nice. Breathing wherever you are, taking this completely at your own level. We might be on our support, we might be down towards the ground, but wherever we are, I want to invite you to find as much space as we can. One more breath here. And then unraveling your way back into your warrior one. Reach for the sky, hands soften straight away, stepping back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Nice. Everybody make your way to down dog and float the right leg off the ground. Yeah. Bend that right knee and stepping it forwards. Nice wide stance. Left toes turn out as both feet come flat to the ground. We make our way into our warrior one. Strengthening, lengthening, twisting. Doing all this juicy stuff. Breathing in. As you breathe out, straighten through that front leg. Find your pyramid pose. Reaching taller, hinging forwards. Really mindful of this micro bend in the front knee. And then right hand floats to the small of the back. Left hand comes down and reaches, adding a little more length if we can. And then coming on to our support. Ribs spiral over to the right side. Option to send the right hand up. Finding our revolved triangle on the other side. And listen to where you want the gaze to be. Your body will tell you. It feels great down near the ground and stay there. Maybe if you've been practicing for a while longer, we can take the gaze out to the side or up towards the sky. But as soon as we find any compression, can we take that step back? Everybody unraveling, making your way to your warrior one. And releasing the hands down, stepping all the way back, downward facing dog. Nice. Spending 3 breaths in our final down dog before making our way to a child's pose. Floating the knees down slowly. Knees wide apart, toes come to touch, and softening the forehead and chest down towards the ground. If the arms feeling quite tired here, you might like to Take a real generous bend in the elbows and rest the hands one on top of the other, forehead on the hands. As always, take the support you need in your child's pose. If you want some underneath the forehead or underneath the hips, then I encourage you to really make this work as best as it can for you. This is a resting posture, so can we really make it feel like we're resting? Nice, breathing in, breathing out. Gently pressing through the palms as we make our way up to center. Scoot the legs to one side and come to sit on your mat. Option to find some support here. Taking the soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide, sending some love to the hips, a little extra love in our Baddha Konasana. Imagine these butterfly wings to be like your legs, and exploring how it feels to bring the heels either closer or further away to the pubic bone. I like to take mine a little bit further away, but listen to where there's space for you in your practice. Hands softening as we fold the stomach towards the heels, so keep the neck and the spine long. And I invite you here to close the eyes. Don't worry about how far down we are, how close we are to the ground, or anything like that. Simply tune in to how this makes your physical body feel, how your mind feels, how your breath is here. All these little things that can be so easily overlooked, and that are really so vitally important. One more breath. And lifting up. Nice. Sending yourself off your support, bringing the feet to the ground. As we cross the right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Go into a seated pigeon variation here, and you can walk this left foot in nice and far, or nice far away, or close towards you, just depending on, again, where there's the space and what feels good. So keeping the right toes nice and active and the spine lovely and long. Shoulders away from the ears. Finding one more breath here before releasing down and coming onto the other side. Left ankle over the top of the right thigh. And again, noticing where you want to walk that right foot out to. You might have one side that feels totally different to the other, and that is awesome. So just really be present with that rather than judging it. One more breath here. Before releasing, both feet plant, and this time hands come to the ground, fingertips facing forwards. Finding a really nice posture here. But again, rather than thinking about the shape, come to experience the journey, rooting down through the feet and the palms, lifting the hips off the earth and towards the sky. Finding some thoracic extension, sending some love to the shoulders. Breathing in, can our toes stay on the ground? Breathing out, can we relax the muscles of the face? And then bringing the hips back down towards the ground, hover them off, and lift back up towards the sky. Reverse tabletop. All the way down, hovering, And one more time, lifting all the way up. Noticing the neck. Are we dropping back or crunching forwards? Can we find the space in the center? And then releasing, coming to rest the hands and arms over the legs. Lifting back, hands come behind, feet float wide as we roll the right thigh out, left thigh in. Windscreen wipering. Sending so much love to the hips, lower back and spine, as well as the inner thigh. So many places. Windscreen wipers are a really lovely way to wake up or cool down from anything that we've been doing. First thing in the morning, last thing at night. One more time to each side. Nice. And then coming to find our seat again. Maybe we find a different seat to how we started our practice. Maybe we come to the same one. Wherever we are, lifting the spine nice and long. Shoulders away from the ears. Hands, see where they want to go today. They might go somewhere different. Closing the eyes here. Letting the breath come and go without any effort. Thinking about all of the incredible movement we've just given our body, both internally, externally. We've got all of the juices flowing, the blood moving, the circulation kick-started, everything, so many things. So taking this time now, we can allow the benefits of our practice to be sealed within us in this stillness, in our seated version of Shavasana. Bringing the hands back onto either the stomach or either side of the ribs. 5 breaths here. And keeping the hands here if you like, or floating the palms together at the heart. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me today. Until next time, Namaste.